I'm standing at the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart because Mercedes has opened up a new theme room. This theme room, number 6, is concerned with innovative drive units and all other aspects of how to save fuel and be more eco-friendly, for example. So some of the drive units you see here are hydrogen-based, some of them are fuel cells, some of them are also concerned with aerodynamics, which of course save a lot of fuel. And let's have a look around. But one of the big stars here, unfortunately completely veiled, and one of the reasons why I came here is the new SLK. And I hope in the very foreseeable future not only to be able to see this car, but also to be able to drive it. So let's just have a look at what's new. And as of Sunday the 30th, this room will be open to the public, and you will be able to see the SLK in public for the first time right here.
Ja, herzlich willkommen. Danke, dass Sie die Mühe auf sich genommen haben, vorbeizuschauen.
One of the future concepts of the future that you can see right behind me is the Car 2000. It was exhibited in 1981, and of course you will discover that some of the features that were anticipated for the future in the year 2000 perhaps did not pan out, but there were a lot of things that did. So for example, this car not only has a very efficient, for the times back then, very efficient turbo diesel engine, but it also works a lot with aerodynamics, which you will see on the roof, for example, and below the car. Also, one of the great things is the seat belts are already integrated into the seat, a feature we know from the E-Class Coupe, E-Class Convertible, and the SL and other cars. So that was quite innovative. Also an integrated child seat and, of course, laminated windows, which not only made the car more aerodynamic, but also more quiet. One other great feature of the Car 2000, and something we profit from now, is the precursor of the Airmatic. The suspension works with air, and when this car was faster than 110 kilometers per hour, the front would go down and giving it even more of a wedge shape. And you can already see it here a little bit. The car really lowers itself in the front, which means it's more aerodynamic, and that of course saves fuel, something Mercedes thought of back in 1981. Mercedes lowered the middle part of the roof to make it more aerodynamic, of course, and the wind would just be channeled right here. The positive effect is, of course, fuel efficiency. The negative being that you will bump your head every time you look to your left or to your right inside, depending on if you're the driver or the passenger. But very innovative. And I can imagine this in a car that is a 2+2 seater, where you won't move around anyway, to do this, for example, in a CLS or in an E-Class Coupe. Also, the Car 2000 is probably the only S-Class you'll ever see with a hatchback. I actually think it's a funny concept. Sitting in the Car 2000, obviously one doesn't get too much of a 2000 feel because it has a lot of 1980s chic. But it also has something very innovative in it, namely the steering wheel. It already has buttons to steer the onboard computer, something Mercedes anticipated over 30 years ago and something which is in common use right now. The automatic gearbox in this car also anticipated future developments, namely different drive programs. So it, for example, has a program for being fast, being extremely economical, and for city traffic. Also something we see in today's cars. With regards to drive units, the fuel cell is of course an innovative concept. Back in 1994, Mercedes came up with this fuel cell van. And has there been any development? Well, let's have a look how a 1994 fuel cell looked. In a technology where size does matter, or let's say more precisely, size really does not matter, this huge fuel cell powered the car. But of course, progress has been made, and let's look at the future of the fuel cell. Namely, in a B-class, in form of the F-cell. This is a normal car which even has a limited series production, and of course, going away from that big fuel cell to something that fits into an ordinary car is a huge step up. And one of the concepts of the future that you see featured in the museum. Right behind me, you see the object of my current desire, the new SLK. Unfortunately, like I said, it's completely veiled, but let me just try one little thing. Do you see this? That's all I can show you. Unfortunately, this whole thing is chained to the ground, so even if I would slip and try to rip it off, we cannot do it. I very much look forward to seeing this car, and yeah, I'm very sorry that I can't, but you can wait till Sunday and we'll find out a little bit more, and I promise I will try to see it as soon as possible so you can enjoy it.